Hello, everybody. One of these days I'll get this right. Okay. We got a good show. It's a double header tonight. We got another show for you. Uh, with a guy, Bill Dempster. I hope I got that name right. He uh, he saved the band Red Eyes from going to pot, and he did a hell of a job with it. So let me introduce you to the guy. Our Bill sitting in it right there. How's it going, brother?
On. I'm doing good.
Good, good. Uh, well, tell me a little bit about yourself there, and what you
Well,
up
I'm a
to.
plumber. I have my own plumbing company here in the Bay Area.
Matter of fact, let me go ahead and get you. There you go.
Yep,
Everybody in the Bay Area need a plumber. There's your man right there.
that's right.
I ain't gonna
Plumbing
shake your
too
hand,
long.
huh?
Plumbing too long.
I hear you. I hear you. You like me? I've been trucking for 26 years, and that's too long for me.
Damn.
But what else? You normally build vans, mess with vans, or
Uh, well, I've always had a van. I've always been a plumber. Uh, I lived in a van. I've been homeless in a van. Um,
that's the cool thing about a van now.
oh yeah.
You ain't never
Uh,
homeless. You got a van.
Me and my wife had camper vans when we met.
Really?
Oh yeah.
All right, cool. Right. Well, let me ask you, how did you find Red Eyes anyway?
Well, I was on Facebook, on a group, and it had a Google link to, hey, check out this van, go check it out. And I was doing a job like right down the street. So I just clicked on my phone and got the directions. And I'm like, hey, let's go check out this van. So I drove over there, and then I posted a video of the first time I seen it. And it was just sitting there uh, in a yard.
Listen
Yeah,
here.
at the EOF Manufacturing. To this day, I don't know how they pronounce it. It's EOF, or something like that.
Oh, you like me? I can't get names either. Did I get your name right by any chance?
Yeah, Dempster.
Dempster. Okay,
Yeah,
I got one right. I'll be damned. But yeah, and this is the condition you found it in.
that is. It's exactly like I found it. It's sat in that spot since about, I'm going to say about 92, 93, or something
Wow.
like that.
When'd you find it?
2018, I believe. It was January or something like that, February, March or something. It's been about 2 years.
In this case, it didn't weather well, did it?
No, the back sunroof was gone. The glass door, um, and rainwater had gone down into it. Homeless people had got into it,
Huh.
and it was in really bad shape.
Oh, so this
But it
girl
was
was.
neat looking.
Oh yeah. So this girl was in sad shape.
It was. Uh, that's when I got it back to the yard. About a week or two after, I started washing it and cleaning it up.
And how did you polish? I mean, well, we'll get to that here in a minute, but
That's when I was putting a radiator in it. I got it running. Um, well,
what all did you have to do to it to get it running?
basically, I got it running that night. All
Really?
right. Yeah, I got it running that day. Basically, it was carburetor issue.
Yeah, it
Clogged up.
usually is.
But once I got it running, the alternator, the radiator, you know what I mean. The outlying stuff wasn't working.
It's the
Um,
usual.
but yeah, so I got the radiator done. I got the water pump put in, and just started going to town. I aired up those tires and armor all them and burnt rubber on them.
Did you?
Yep,
So they're
it's
still good.
kind
They
of
won't dry rot?
they're dry rotted, yes,
Oh,
but they're bias ply.
oh. You know them tires are old.
Yeah,
You can't even find bias plied nothing anymore. I mean,
yeah.
Yeah.
It originally had rockets on it.
Well,
Those are rockets.
did you polish these back or
No,
how'd you
I
get?
still have them. I still have them.
Oh, okay. You just
I
put
was
change
way
the.
I was way up in the air about what to do: go back with Rocket or get some Kragers. And the reason why I went with Kragers is my touch to the van.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah,
But I still have the whole set, and they're broken up. If you look at it.
yeah. I see that.
So I was like, yeah. Actually, the guy from the Boogaloo van wanted to buy those from me, and then I told him, well, they make them brand new. So he ended up, I think he went up with Kragers or something like that. But
You can't beat a Krager. I got Kragers on my yellow van,
yeah,
and I found those tires and Kragers for $300.
right.
I ain't turning that down. But yeah, man, and
Those,
those.
those were in the van.
Did you use the same ones?
They're right there. They're right
Yeah, I see
there.
the toes
Yeah.
sticking up.
Nothing in this van. Okay, nothing in this van. I, you know what I mean? I'm not like a builder.
Yeah,
I'm saving this van every little piece I can without the dash falling off.
there you go.
And so I want everybody to see the van as vanning was. This van, was a van that you could go down to the dealership, the Hayward Dodge, and that's where it came from, and buy a van brand new and go vanning.
As a matter of
And
fact,
that's what this guy did.
ooh, echo. Yeah. Matter of fact, you gave me the pictures to that.
Right. Um, I believe the Red Eyes is the furthest one down on the in the row there.
Oh, wrong one. That one. Yeah.
I believe that's Red Eyes, and the reason I do is because I have the original bill of sale from Hayward Dodge, and I got the VIN. There's a station wagon right there in the front row, and
Right.
that's what we traded in for this van. So I mean, could be either or, but it is what it is. That's where it came from, though.
Cool.
$11,000, brand new, 1974.
That's a
This
lot
is
of
the
money.
getaway van.
Yeah. Back in the day, that was a lot of money.
Yeah, it was.
That really,
You could
that
have
really was.
you could have bought a lot of cars with that, really nice ones.
Yeah. No kidding. Now, where did you get the flare at?
Okay, around the corner is San Jose Vans. This guy worked for Busybody, Cozy Cars, Happy Vans, and he is a van builder. And so I went over there, and he had those in the attic. They're exact.
For real? Yeah.
NOS. Yeah, so I
You look.
swapped them out.
That is cool. Oh man.
Yeah, yeah, I still have those flares, and he actually, when they broke off, they he saved the pieces, and they were in the doors, and I've got all the pieces, but I found the NOS one, so
Yeah, yeah. Because there's a lot of trouble trying to piece that stuff back together.
right,
Man.
right,
And
yeah,
now, was this how
yeah,
the original interior was?
no, 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 no.
I'm fitting to say.
Oh man. Okay, so when I got the van, we went down to the junkyard and we just started grabbing all kinds of stuff, working on this van. And
Uh-huh.
I had my plumbing crew down there. There's actually a video of us cutting apart a van. I got a bunch of pedestals and stuff like that. And we grabbed that, just throw in the back while we were working on it. And then when I went to King City on the first, I didn't have the interior done, right? So I
Uh-huh.
just put that in the back.
Is that a
That's
picture where you went shopping? Huh?
that's how I found it.
That's how you found it.
That's how I found it right there. That's me
Wow.
looking in the back window when I first came up on that van. So yeah, you could see in the back because the glass door on the Martin sunroof was gone. Okay, and water had just gotten down in there. That was all his personal effects.
Really?
Yeah, and so I didn't know nothing. I just seen the word Red Eyes right on the back. I didn't know how all that went. So when we cleaned out the van, that's when at the very bottom was all the original wood paneling and hundreds of plaques.
Really?
And two of the original panels that went on the back doors were still in good shape, and they had the circles cut out. So that's how I figured out. That's how I figured out the red eyes, and along with uh, Peggy, um, which was his girlfriend who banned with him,
Right.
she described through Messenger how the red eyes looked to me. And
Okay.
so I had to mimic what she was, because I couldn't find no parental lenses that stuck on the back of a window. I mean, I looked everywhere. So um, what I did was I used RV safety glass on the inside, and then I had red tint, laser cut in the back, um, to make the red eyes. And once I got those red eyes on there, this whole vision of the van just went totally different.
I believe it.
You know what I
Yeah, I've
mean?
seen it. Do
Totally.
you have like the inside panels on the back window with
Yeah,
the
those are
circle in it?
side panels.
Yeah, I think I've seen that somewhere.
That's a picture that the family sent me. That's at his house in the, I'm gonna say, late '80s when it was
Really?
broke down. Yeah,
Really?
yeah. The
Hmm.
family. I forget. I think it was Donna. She sent me that, and Deborah. Okay,
Oh, that's
that's
nice.
that's Dennis and Peggy on Drive Up in a Tree in Myers Flat, California, on their way to Canada with George. I forget his last name, and he's got the Mudshine Chevy. Uh, and so they were going to a
Oh,
Canada run, and they stopped on the way.
is it? Let me find out. Um, where'd it go? Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Where'd it go? When the Chevrolet had a flame job on it?
Correct. They were buddies. I actually met George.
I don't know why I put pictures in here and they disappear. But
Yeah, there's one with the Mudshine Chevy. They were both NorCal Band Club banners. And they were going to, like I said, they were going to Canada. I have a plaque right here from Canada, and it's really hard to see, but it's the Spirit to Vans. Uh, I believe it's 1976, and they were going on a van run up there. A lot of these plaques got, they were sunbaked. You know what I mean?
uh huh.
And so when I talked to Peggy about it, she said, that, "Oh, that was a stop off when we were going up to, go up to Canada." Apparently, they went banning.
Oh,
This
here.
van has been to Canada. There's
That,
there's Mudshine Chevy.
and
That's
this is
about.
and this was about in the 80s.
No, I think that's '70s.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I would imagine. It could have been. I think it was '76 because they went up to Canada, then they went back down around to the Van Nationals.
Wow.
It could have been '80. I don't know. The dates don't. I don't know all of them.
That's a nice Chevy. I like that Chevy.
It is. I met the guy. Really cool dude. He works on choppers. Yeah, and that is a flyer that Bo made. Bo Heimlich on my club site, and he makes really good artwork. So we throw him around.
Well, yeah. Speaking of that, like you restarted NorCal Vans in California.
Correct. That's a story in itself.
Yeah.
Well, when I found the van, I tried to find all the NorCal Band Club people. Most of them are dead, or most of them are really old or live in Florida, uh, and this and that. Um, so I said, and then I talked to this other guy that was in NorCal Bands. He was an old president. He was cool with it. And so we found out that there's no trademark to the logo. And I said, the hell with that. I'm going to start a van club. So I made a group on Facebook. Um, well, a lot of people got interest because I posted me saving the vans. I think it was on Vans 71 through 79.
Yeah.
And I got a bunch of likes and blown up. So I started my own group, and I had a meet here in my yard, and I had probably, oh shoot, I think it was like 15 vans all in my yard. Everybody just come, boom, boom. It was great. All these bands, uh, barbecuing, and I showed off red eyes, and just hanging out, doing the band thing because it's hard to find banners, especially here in Northern California.
Really? I
They're,
kind of figured that place be full of them.
uh, it is, but they're very widespread. San
Uh,
Francisco, a couple in San Jose, and then you got people out in the Valley. We got a lot of them up in Sacramento. You know what I mean? In,
yeah.
in San Jose, I'd probably say I know maybe like 4 or 5 banners that are local here.
Right. Well, hell, that's cool. I didn't put it on here, but see something about NorCal was sponsoring a kids camp or something. You know anything about that?
Kids camp? You mean banning for tots?
Something like that. I just remember seeing something about it, and I was going to ask you about it, and I was going to get the picture, and I forgot the picture. I'm very forgetful.
Well, you
Old
have
age.
the Northern California Van Council, and they do a lot of stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and they still run King City,
All right.
and they might be doing something. I haven't a clue.
Oh, okay. Okay. Fourth.
Correct. That's I believe 1976. That's when they took the picture going on Myers Flat. They went up to Canada and they went to the Fourth National Truck Inn.
Right. If I ain't mistaken, wasn't that the same one that they had in Carcraft magazine?
I don't know.
I sure remember something about Colorado in there. Huh.
I do believe I've got pictures of uh, them there, and then I make these collages where I make a picture of the band, the plaque, and then a picture of them there.
And these are some of the
Casa de Fruta, yes. I did a Casa de Fruta run where we went back and we got on the bridge. There's a picture of the bridge, and that's with the F100 truck club. That was a big run. That
I
was a
bet.
big run, and actually, uh, his widow came to that one, and I got his widow and the 3 kids all in the van because they never really, when he got married to her, the van was always broke down or at the shop.
Right.
So they got their first look of the van back alive and what it should be looking like at Casa de Fruta. But it rained that day. It was kind of a bummer.
I hate it when it does that. Now that's beautiful.
Isn't it?
Now is this what this thing look? Is this the recent picture?
A lot of the photographs I do are filtered a little bit, but that is this dash right here. Yes, the only thing that I changed the steering wheel. That's the original steering wheel, and then I had a naked girl on the shifter, but it broke, and that's a story in itself. Um, but that's after I did the interior. I came back, I seen it, I was like, wow, look at this. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
I'm glad you kept all the little plaques and stuff on the dash. I mean, that tells a big, big history of the band. You know, you,
You rarely ever meet somebody, and I've met a couple of them that have the van they bought with all the plaques on the dash where they went and are still vanning
yeah,
in original paint. That's a whole thing, in itself. Um, but the plaques, the dash, somebody made a comment the other day, just today, about how I use plumber tape because this dash is so brittle that I just don't want to touch it.
yeah,
And the reason why the stereo is flipped on the back and the wall behind the dash is because I didn't want to try to put a stereo in it. You know what I mean?
uh huh,
Uh, it had a really neat sound system for the day. It had this little booster thing on it that was down below where you could turn up a little knob, and and so I figured, well, I bet you when he bought this van that it was a really neat stereo, like high tech of the day, right?
right,
And
yeah,
so I figured, well, you know what? I'll flip it around And then with today's technology, I run it off a remote and be real badass. That's why you see me putting videos up and playing music real loud. It's just crazy when you do it. But I put a lot of money into the stereo, and I helped build the wall, and I installed the stereo myself.
Okay. Whoa. Well,
That's
now
an
that looks.
original picture of him at a van run.
This is
That's
Dennis.
Dennis. Yeah,
Oh, okay. That's wild. Is that reflective?
correct. Uh, I tried. Okay, I I I edited that photo in an attempt to get a picture of the original red eyes. Okay, I
Yeah.
can't find one. We're still looking. Um, I was trying to figure out what those red eyes were because I wanted to get some, and so I was, playing with the colors and the light. But yes, there were red Frenzel lenses that stuck on the back, and it had the reflective tape lettered. It said uh, East Bay chapter, Red Eyes, NorCal Band Club, East Bay, Red Eyes. So he was NorCal Band Club in the East Bay uh, chapter.
Cool. That was like shortly after you got it running.
Uh, okay, that's Kenny. That's Ken Lane, my mechanic, test driving the van after I rebuilt the transmission and redid the pumpkin. The whole drivetrain is brand new, and his shop is down the street. And so he drove by all crazy.
Well, he's having a damn good time.
Face. That's Kitty right there. Yeah.
Well, you got a dog in there?
No,
Oh,
it's
oh,
just
he's doing
him.
the. Oh, yeah, he's doing the thing here. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh God. Oh,
That's a
that's
Casa
sharp.
de Fruta,
That is sharp.
isn't it?
Craig's look good, man.
They do. I love that. I mean, it's just a wild and crazy getup. You know what I mean?
Uh,
Originally, originally it had wood paneling, but a lot of these pictures are filtered, um, and so I'm just trying to emphasize how it would have looked back in the day.
oh yeah.
No matter how you take a picture of this van, it comes out neat.
Really? Yeah, it does. I mean, like I'm looking at the roof. The roof had. Have you put the stuff on it yet?
Okay, so I I'm not a you see these vanners that are like welders and they do a lot of body work, um, and the roof was rusted out
Yeah.
along the top. So I took off the visor and the wing, which is a metal wing made by Dennis.
Really?
Yes,
Yeah, I was
by
going to ask
EF.
about that. Right
Yes,
there.
that was made in their shop, EF Manufacturing. That's a homemade wing.
I was wondering where
And
the
it's
hell you got it
badass.
because that is nice.
It
I mean,
is.
that's all steel, right?
It's all steel. They fabricated. They did a couple folds and they just put it on there. It's screwed to the rail.
That's pretty sharp. I like that. I like that a lot, to tell you the truth.
You don't see any other wings like that.
No. Oh, that's pretty cool.
Uh, right there is a lot of the stuff that was given to me by the family. Uh, his lamp. There's a band lamp in there. I don't know if you can see it. A lot of the 8 tracks. There's pictures of him and Peggy. All stuff that in memory of him. And I had my stepboy who likes to do paint work and all that. Make
Right.
that the board there, and then I got the other board it's got a lot of pictures of how the van was, the van vanning, uh, and the red carpet rolled out, and then that's the trophy right here. Locked in Lodi show was a van and chopper show that I won best in show.
Let's see that.
You want to see it?
Yeah, let's see that. Over the other way. There you go. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it's just a license plate.
And
And
that's a
then,
trophy.
yeah, it actually has a chain on it where you can hang it.
That
And
is
then
so
it's
cool.
got the plaque down here.
Yeah,
These were custom made.
that is so cool. That
Yeah,
is neat.
best in show.
Is he?
Ryan Lambert took I think it was People's Choice, and Rob Cleland took best paint.
Oh, Rob Cleveland.
Yeah, he was
Yeah, I
there.
said it right. I said his name right.
Cleland.
Yeah, I did a spot on his band, man, and I screwed his name up so bad. Yeah, he does a good
He's a
show.
cool dude.
Yeah, he is.
Hey,
He's awesome.
Rob Cleland goes around barefooted. I couldn't believe this. We actually had a meet at his shop.
Really?
And he doesn't wear shoes, and it was really kind of hot that day. He's got tarmac,
Yeah.
He's going around no shoes on, like Fred Flintstone. It was funny.
Well, hell, they probably cuff. You know,
Yeah.
with them calluses on your feet, you don't feel nothing. Believe me.
Yeah.
We used to do that as a kid. That is
That trophy there is totally confused. I drove the van to L.A. with Tom Chronister, hooked up with him. Van called Bill Jones that was down there. They wanted me to come down. There's a guy, you need to talk to him. His name's Michael Likowitz. Likowitz? He found Likowitz. Can't pronounce it. It's kind of
yeah. I'm glad I ain't the only one. What band's he got?
The Spirit of 65. He founded Midwest Bands.
Oh, okay. Okay.
That guy, he's a real cool dude. Anyways, I went down there and they awarded me that little trophy there for the best band or whatever. But what was really cool about that trip is I got to meet that guy, and he was telling me the story how he started Midwest Bands.
Really?
I mean, he's got a really good story about how he started it, and
it's been around forever.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it was founded in 72 or something like that.
Yeah. Well, I got a photograph of him sitting in the van because he's van history too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I figured, and then he had the Midwest Bands jacket that he was going to send back to the club. And so I said, can I get a picture of that in the van? And so he said, yeah. And it was cool. We had a good conversation.
Oh, speaking of that, can you show the folks the patch on the wall and explain what that is?
Well, hold on a second.
There you go. Because I think this is cool. I really do.
Donna, which is his widow, found this club jacket patch that Dennis had on his jacket when he went batting. And so that's an original NorCal patch from the owner of the van in memory of him on the wall. That's why you see me doing videos and you'll see me, the phone. I mean, when you get in this van, you get stupid, right?
Yeah.
And so I guess some people don't realize what it means to some people, but that's his jacket patch from his jacket.
I think that's cool. I really do. That is so cool. Okay. Yeah, turn us back around because your sound kind of went to hell on that one. That's okay. Now this is what you did.
Red tint on. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you.
I'm in front of Sinorama that day. I ordered some red tint, and I went to their shop, and they laser cut it out in a circle from the marks on the windows. You could measure it, right? The diameter. And then he stuck them on for me.
That is cool.
And I was just like, wow, that looks so badass. Now that's Tim. That's his brother.
What, you make shirts for it?
I made shirts for the family.
Cool.
Outstanding. Those are for the family.
That is outstanding. What do they think about it?
that's at Popeyes, and he came out. That was the first time he seen the van all done, and we cruised around in the van, uh, and then I gave him the shirt, and he comes to our runs. He's a cool dude, but yeah, he when I bought this van, right when I was getting this van on a tow truck, was about ready to leave, and he goes, "Hey, wait a minute." Hold on, I got the glass that goes on this back Martin window, the one that was gone, right?
Right.
That water was leaking through. So he
Yeah.
goes in the shop and he comes back out walking and he goes, "Here you go. Here's the window." And it was cool, man. He kind of had a tear in his eye when I left, and I told him, I says, "Tim, don't worry, man. I'm going to save this van. You watch, watch. Here we are." And
You did a
he,
good job, man. I'm
uh,
not kidding you. Oh, let's see here. Chris Carter. Bill. You know Chris, don't you?
oh yeah,
Let me get this out of the way
what's up,
here.
Chris? Chris,
Let me get this out of the way right quick. Yeah, there he is, Chris Bill. Yeah, I want to get him on here too because he built one of my favorite vans, the Elvis van.
right,
I love that van. I loved that van since I was a youngin. Well, not youngin, but I was probably in my 1920s when it came out. But I love
right.
that van, and he did a he did an outstanding job on it. I mean, gosh, he did a bang up job on that thing.
He was just here in my house. Right after he sold that van, he came up here to pick up a '75 Chevy that I had.
Really.
Yeah.
What van was it? I mean, did it have a name
Well, I
or
got that. I got that van for Justin. One of my guys wanted to. That's a long story, but one of my workers wanted to get a van, right? So
right?
this guy had a van, and I bought it, and it turned out to be a lot more work than what it was worth. And so the van was sitting here uh, for about a year. And I'm like, man, and Chris really wanted this van really bad, right? And so in trade, what I did was I put a 392 Hemi inside the van. He took the van and brought the Hemi to a good friend of mine, Dan Beard,
Dan, yeah,
rebuild the van. I mean, the motor. So it was a swap.
that's cool. Uh, he's got a whole lot to
Chris
say
got the
here.
van. He's going to
Yeah,
turn it into the trans van or a Van Zam.
Van Zam, what's that?
What Chris is going to make that van.
Oh, really? I
Yeah.
can't. I can't. Chris, get up with me, man. Get up with me. We got to do some things. Uh, he says he's doing great. Uh, you're welcome, Chris. I want to talk to you, brother. I still want to interview you. Uh, great interview, guys. Looking from Australia, and we
That's right.
worldwide. Hey, we
That's
worldwide. Hell.
I got his sticker on my wing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, from James. I seen him a NorCal sticker
Oh, okay.
because he's been following the van for a long time. I've given away so many stickers, everything you could think of for this van. Just trying to get people to do banning.
Yeah, well, that's the whole thing. Reason why I started this, trying to get some more interest in the banning, because like I say, I mean, we're losing them left and right. I mean, I've lost a couple of friends already. So yeah,
Right.
we gotta get a young generation going. Get them out of that little Japanese crap
Oh
and put them in a
man.
van. You know what I mean?
Well,
Uh,
there's a lot. It's really hard with the younger generation, but there's a lot of interest, um, and you know, just got to do it.
yeah. I mean, there's a few of them got dragged into it, and they found out that's a pretty cool deal. So we gotta get the kids going. Get them
Right.
out of, like I said, get them out of that Jap crap. You
Oh yeah.
know. James, that's my boy in Tennessee. Homegrown customs here, brother. All right. Have some of my people. Oh, you gotta love them, man. You gotta love them. All right.
uh,
But
so
but yeah,
I see a lot of people build vans, and I don't see anybody making flags for their CB whip.
Yeah. You know what?
I got pictures of vans with all kinds of banners on them flying in the wind. Make a banner.
Yeah, matter of fact, I've been looking for a whip for years for my Dodge.
Right.
Actually, it's for my Astro, but then I got my Dodge, but I want my whip on my Dodge. I finally had a friend of mine at work knew where to get one, and I finally got one. Those damn things are hard to find. You can't find it.
cbworld.com.
Really?
Go to cbworld.com. They got them all over there. I'm pretty sure they do. I mean,
Yeah.
they got a lot of stuff.
Yeah, he went over to a guy that works on CBs over there in Olivia there somewhere, and he had them, and he had the spring, and I'm looking for, the ball that goes up beside your van. I'm looking for that. I can't find that, but it's what now? Where'd you say it was?
cbworld.com.
I have to check that out, man. That's nothing I like about doing this show.
cbworld.com, man. You'll find everything you need.
That's nothing I like about doing this show, man. You find all kind of information. Cool.
Well, I'm here in the Bay Area, and we're real tech savvy.
Cool. Let's see. There's
What's
Alan.
up, Alan?
You know him?
I don't know him personally, but he's been following me. He's a good dude.
Yeah, he been following me around too. I think he's a stalker.
Yeah, he's all over the place.
Nah, he's all right. He's all right. Yeah, you're right.
It's Uncle Al, hard. They call him Uncle Al.
Uncle Al.
Yeah, I think they gave Chris Carter the carpet for the Wild Cherry, I believe.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
He's all about bands.
Yeah, I see him on here all the time. I mean, it's pretty wild. Let's see, where do I need to go here? Well, one thing I like, this is
that's just the other day.
Oh, really?
Yeah. That's me in front of that's the caravan we did at Alice's Winter Van Run 2. And we're stopped at the intersection of Highway 1 going to San Gregorio, and there's a couple choppers out in front. And I told them, hey, I jumped out of the van, and I told them, hey, you need to stop traffic because we ain't breaking this up. And so they're like, okay. And so I had my phone. I always got my phone with me. So I snapped a bunch of pictures as I jumped back in the van.
That's cool.
That's How many vans? Charger in the back.
Oh, really? How many vans you have?
How many vans I got?
Well, how many vans do you have with this?
Three. I have 3 Explorers, and then I've got one E350 van, but I'm not really going to do nothing with that one. And then I got Red Eyes. I got a bunch of other stuff.
Yeah. Well, I was wondering how many vans you had that showed up for this little deal.
There was a total of about 15.
15. Well, that's a pretty good crowd.
You know what's cool about that run is an original NorCal vanner in his original van that he bought in 1976 was going down the road one day, and they were stopping at Alice's restaurant, and they seen all the vans, and he's on a live video feed, and he's like, oh yeah, I used to be with NorCal vans and blah blah blah. Well, I got him on the phone, and I'm like, well, we are NorCal vans. And then he recognized Red Eyes, and then he was tripping out hard.
Like a reunion there, wasn't it?
Right. It always seems that this van attracts somebody, or somebody will recognize it. Like Ron Canberra, he owns the Octopussy van.
Oh, I love that van.
Well, he partied in Red Eyes. He used to know the owner of Red Eyes, and he sent me a bunch of pictures.
For real?
Yeah.
Cool beans.
Partied in this van. You can ask him. He tells me every time, oh, I used to party with that guy. They used to hang out at they used to go to Fremont Drags. This band's been to Laguna Seca, Sears Point. Numerous events. This guy was all over town.
Matter of fact, speaking of that, was it this one? Yeah, Sears Point.
Yeah, Sears Point. That's in 1977, and that's Red Eyes going down the track. And
wow.
They circled it.
Huh?
And I have the plaque on the dash.
See what I'm talking about? That's van in history, dude. Van in history.
Well, it's hard to get the van. It's hard to get a picture of the van at the van run with the plaque on your dash. Where you can find that van?
Yeah, really. That's true. That's beautiful. I don't care what you say. I mean, you did a remarkable job with this thing.
Yeah, and it was a nightmare. When I got it, I didn't believe that it would come back. And luckily, because I live in a commercial area, there's a really nice detail shop right around the corner. And
Hey,
uh,
Alan loves this.
yeah, I love you too, Alan. Uh,
I don't know you that well, but yeah, I love you too, brother. Oh man.
it took 3 stages of wax to bring it back.
Really?
Yeah, I
I mean,
clay barred it. I clay barred, and then I just started playing with one little section. I'm like, well, let's see what'll happen. You know what I mean?
uh-huh.
Clay barred one section, and then I, tried one wax, and then I went to the second step, and I went to the third, and it started shining.
It looks good. I swear it does.
Well,
Him
uh,
and Uncle Trash Can.
excuse me.
Chris Carter. He says that's correct. Him and Uncle Trash Can.
Yeah, the carpet.
Oh yeah, yeah, okay. Uncle Trash Can?
Yeah, they got all kinds of nicknames for him.
Oh my gosh. Gotta love banners, man, and their names, man. Well hell, look at me. I'm Dink. I mean, come on. Ah. And you get a little warm there, you bro. Ah. All right, my man. I tell you what, it's been a good show, man. I like the band, man. I love it. You've done a damn good job with it. And what else you got planned for it?
Uh, well, I just did the EFI conversion,
Yeah.
and at some point I'm going to drive this thing across the United States. And whoever wants to jump in is more than welcome to jump in, because I drive across the United States quite often. I own a house in New York, and I've been to van runs out there in my van charger, and I want this van to be solid, and I want people to see the van, like it was, like, hey, you could go vanning. You don't have to be all crazy. You don't need to be a custom van builder. You don't
No.
need you don't need $20,000. All you need is a spray can and a van, and you know what I mean. You're badass.
I know exactly
Everybody's
what
gonna
you
love
mean,
you.
bro.
You
I
know
know
what I mean?
exactly. Yeah,
And there's a lot of vans laying around, and people need to get out there and start saving them.
yeah, they do.
They
They
do.
really do.
I mean, they're
And the
way
new,
better looking in the car. I don't care what anybody says.
yeah, the new vans are crap. I mean, they're ugly. Yeah, like a Dodge body. That's that year you got in mine. That's the most
Yeah,
beautiful Dodge body they ever made. I don't
right.
care what they say.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, this van's badass.
yeah. I know. I love it, man. It's
But if you notice right here, this paneling on the top. When I went to San Jose Vans, this is like NOS from back in the day.
uh
He only had one sheet left. So I was
and
like,
you
because I
got it.
wanted to do the whole interior in the wood. If you look through my pictures, you'll see we used to have wood grain all throughout.
Yeah,
And so this wood grain here is kind of like, well, the original interior, and it's NOS, and it's installed by a guy that's been doing custom vans since 1976.
yeah.
And so this stuff here is hard to find. You can get believe me, the Home Depot and Lowe's. It looks the same, but it's not the same thickness.
Yeah, that looks like thick stuff. That looks like well, like Monogahide or something. I mean, not Monogahide. What the hell am I
It
talking about?
Yeah, it's just regular paneling, cheap paneling,
Yeah,
70s, you know. But
yeah. I know you got the CB hanging from it, so it's got to be pretty
yeah,
stout.
well, actually, I have an 8 track cassette player, brand new, out of the box that the EOP family gave me. That's going to go up here, and I've got some of this paneling left over. I'm going to put a box here. That's why I got some wires, and I'm going to put that. What I was going to do is put an 8 track, and all the original speakers work.
Really?
The ones in this van.
No
So I was gonna
kidding.
have an 8-track player up there. So you could be like old school and new school,
Yeah, there you go, bro. There you
but I
go.
just haven't got that far.
Yeah, I miss throwing those things out the window when the tape gets stuck.
Yeah, well, I actually got quite a bit of them.
Do you?
Yeah,
I'm going to get an 8 track just to have it in my van, just for my nostalgia purposes.
right. Well, it does have the original 8-track player.
Really?
Yeah, it's right here,
That is so cool.
right there.
Wow.
Yeah, I
You can't hardly find them nowadays. I mean,
I got a
not
brand new
working,
one.
not working anyway. And is it that
Yeah.
old? I mean, the one you're going to put in there, it's from that period.
No, I believe it's probably early 80s. It's actually a digital 8-track.
For
One
real?
of the first ones he came out with. Uh, the Dennis's father was a big time 8-track guy, CB guy. Uh, there's a whole different story when I met those people. Man, they did a lot of stuff, and he passed away, and then they gave away a lot of the old 8-tracks and stuff like that. So they gave me a bunch of stuff. So yeah, I got plenty of 8-tracks.
Cool. Yeah, we got Alan here. uh,
Hell
he,
yeah, you get up to New York,
he,
Alan.
he got that right. I had an old 66 Dodge back in the day.
Yeah.
I spray canned the whole thing. I did a mural on it, spray canned the whole thing, stencils and spray bomb. And I
Well,
didn't clear it, but oh
you
well.
can you can own a show van, right? But what's a show van going to do? It's going to sit, it's going to go to a show. I want people to have a club band, or a band that's going to go banning, something you don't
Yeah.
got to worry about. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? That
Yeah.
way we get more bands out on the road, and make it blow up.
Huh. We got a guy that's got a question for you. James Ellis.
Yeah.
That sounds familiar. Wants to know how can the van sit for 20 years and no one had bought bought it in that time or stolen lots of parts from it. Was it in a
Okay, James. Here's why the van was where it was um, for so long. The van was on private property of their shop. Okay, so you couldn't just drive in there. Now they did have homeless going around there, jumping fences and stuff. Um, but when he passed away, uh, the van meant so much to him that they were going to give it to his son, and he apparently didn't want it. Okay, and so they just let the van sit. A lot of people tried to buy the van, and they just blew them off. You know what I mean? We don't got the pink slip. We don't
Yeah.
know. I'm not the owner. They blew off a lot of people, and for some reason, and I believe this is the reason, is that the father passed away that owned all the businesses, right? So
Right.
now the family had to start moving stuff out. So then I happened to come into the picture when this just had happened. And so they were starting to go through stuff. And they're like, well, what are we going to do with the van? I mean, when I bought the van, that's a whole different story. I mean, at first they were like, well, we don't know. You know what I mean? They don't, I had to get it out of them basically. And I told them, I don't care if you got a pink slip. So I believe that the reason why they started thinking about that is because they knew in the back of their heads they needed to start clearing out the stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell you right now, they had a lot of stuff. That building was full of a lot of stuff, all 70s, bicycles, motorcycles, plus what they're,
Really?
oh my God. But, um,
Did you sell it out or
so,
they auction it off or
excuse
was
me.
did they auction it off or just flat sell it or
Well, they let me go through it one day. Uh, they sold some stuff, but they basically threw it all away.
oh man.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he had a lot of stuff. A lot of it was kind of like junk, and some of it was a lot of paperwork. I didn't really want to go over there and get into their business. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They were kind enough to let me go through some of the stuff, and I got a lot of stuff, bicycles and 70s kind of stuff from them. but I wasn't over there trying to, dig into their personal lives.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I did get a brand new alarm. You know those 70s alarm with big speaker, the ones that went in these things brand new. I got
Oh,
an
really?
Innovis one out in the box out of that shop. And
Really?
then I did get one of their keychains, the outfit. Um,
That's from their business they had, right?
yeah. Okay. The guy only worked 4 days a week. They worked Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and that was it. They had 3-day weekends. So the way Peggy says, Thursday night, they were packing stuff in this van and they were gone to the next run.
Oh man, I wish I could live that way. You know,
Yeah.
I'd be going every weekend. I
Well, I
really
went
would.
to Disneyland. I got pictures of this at Disneyland, um, down in Las Vegas. Um, Sin City. I got this from Vans Limited. There's just a lot of plaques. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
But they went everywhere, everywhere. L.A., Utah.
I wish I could do that. Gosh, I wish I could do that. And that was back when gas was cheap. You know.
50, 40 cents a gallon.
Yeah.
Gallon.
Yeah.
Uh,
I mean,
and
how
full
many?
service.
Yeah, we had a place in our town. It was Kendall Shopping Center. Okay, and we used to cruise up and down the shopping center. Well, hell, I didn't have no money. And back in those days, you could buy, you could sell bottles, right?
Right.
And I would pack my trunk full of Coke and Pepsi bottles and go turn them in. Give me enough money, give me some gas, I can go cruise. You know,
Well,
and
there's
I
a,
could.
there's a guy, there's an old banner here on my group. His name's Elgree, and we were bullshitting one day, and he used to keep one of those keys. You do the reset. Remember the pumps? You would hit the dial
Yeah,
and reset.
yeah.
They'd have a guy watch it out, and then they'd pump up like 40 bucks, 30, $40, and then they'd reset it and then pump in a couple dollars and go in there and pay $2.
Pay for $2.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. They used to do that around here too. Let's see.
yeah, a
That's
lot of good stories.
one lucky dude to get the band. It was meant to be. I believe it.
Well, I mean, I'm doing my best. I mean, why wouldn't anybody want to be going and vanning? If you're a car guy, if if you like choppers, you're gonna like a van. Van
Got
is just totally different.
you got
You know
to,
what I
man.
mean? You don't get a lawn chair and go to a car show and sit on a lawn chair. You see the old early Ford guys
Yeah.
doing that. They got the little canopy. They're just sitting there in their little chairs. They're really just looking at other cars. When you go vanning, you go caravanning. You hang out. You,
Oh yeah.
you
You
camp
walk all
over
over the
there.
place. You go to
Yeah,
the Nats. You don't sit in one spot all the time. I mean,
right. It's
can't
not
do it.
it's not a 1 day thing. You know what I mean? You can do a lot of different things in a van, and you don't have to have the perfect paint job. You don't have to have a lot of money, because you know what? Banners are the best in the world. You ain't gonna be able to drive across the country without another banner opening up their door because they know you're a banner. You know what I'm saying? I've drove
Yeah.
across the country, and a lot of banners they're really welcoming. Hey, if you need a place to park, especially Chris Carter. When I was driving across country, he helped me. Uh, he was ready to come get me when I was having problems with my van charge. He's like, "Hey, dude, just let me know." And I was like 150 miles away from him, and this guy was ready to get a trailer. He had it all ready for me. The other banners, a network. It's
Yeah.
different cars, way better, way different.
Oh yeah, it's different. It's way different. It's like when my old lady started vanning with me, and hell, we go to these things, and she's wanting to lock everything up. I said, you ain't got to do that here.
No,
Ain't
not
nobody
with
gonna rip you
banning.
off here. I laid my wallet right down on the table. Ain't nobody gonna mess with it. It's just
That's
how we
right.
are. You know.
That's
'Cause-
right. This is a totally different crew.
oh yeah.
Totally different.
Oh yeah.
Now on Facebook, yeah, you got a lot of drama in some of the groups and everything, but the real vanners, they are real vanners, and they're real cool people. If somebody was a vanner in my neighborhood, hey, my door's open always for a vanner. That's just how it is. There ain't no ifs, ands, or buts.
Oh
You know
yeah.
what I mean? Hey, you need to come over. you need something to eat, or you know, you need to park the van overnight, whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hit me up. I'm
Yeah.
always there for them, and that's the way they are. And when I went to Rhode Island, and I met a lot of those really old school, the New England Van Council people, the smut truckers, all those people.
Yeah.
Those are the nicest people I ever met. They brought me in food. If I wanted to drink, just hang out, bullshit, campfire, and just really good people, man. It's totally different than just like being a van builder.
Yeah.
That's not what I'm looking to do here. I want to be a NorCal vanner. I want to go vanning. I want to go to those events. I want to
Go
make those.
represent.
And you know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
There ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Yeah. Well, it's like when I was coming back from a van run in Cherokee, right? Me and no lady. I was in that yellow van of mine. I just got it. Didn't know much about it, but somebody put a electric fuel pump on it, no regulator, you know, that kind of deal. And it kept flooding and all that. But on our way back home, the fuel pump just went out, just quit pumping. And I got a story on one of my pages I told about how I had to get it off the exit and stuff like that. But I got on the banner helpline.
Right.
You know, I said, man, I got a problem. You know, I need help. And a little dude from Asheville. I think it's Asheville. Yeah, Asheville. I said Asheville one time, but it's actually Asheville. But he can't. He's like 50 some miles away, right? And he said, "I'll be right there." I said, "Well, dude, I need a fuel pump. If you just get me a fuel pump, I can get on my way." And on his way over to help me out, he went by Advance. He bought the fuel pump, I needed some fuel hose. And he
Right.
brought that to me, and he helped me put the thing on and get me going again.
That's right.
Little James
How
man.
it works.
Yeah,
That's how it works in banning.
that's
It's
right.
different than cars. It's different than trucks. Different than motorcycles. I mean, they have their own clique. Everybody does, and I'm sure they help each other out. I'm not trying to say that, but banning is.
Yeah,
I try to be in a. You know, I've hung out with those kind of people, but it's totally different, man. I love it.
it's
And,
a
and
different breed of
people,
people.
if you're going to be a vanner, you got to know that. You got to respect that. And usually it comes from your heart. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
oh yeah, oh yeah.
You know, and I really enjoy that. I really do. You know, I don't need a show van.
Bands
That's right,
extension.
James.
Yeah,
It's definitely an extension. But this is not. I don't feel like I was telling you earlier. I don't feel like I own this van. I feel like I'm a custodian of this van because of what it did and what it's done and all that stuff. I mean, it's just history
kind of like a
from where it
museum
was born.
curator. Yeah,
Excuse me?
you're like a museum curator.
Right, right. And when I get in this van and I start driving it down the road and I turn up the music, you know, it just changes you. It makes you do stupid shit videos, and you're just acting like a kid, and it's just a stress relief. And to have a van of this historical value or whatever you want to call it, and you feel the era of vanning in this van, it's a trip. It's
Yeah,
not just
yeah,
like, show van, you jump out, wow, this is great, don't touch it. This is a van that shit happened in this van.
yeah,
And
yeah,
I'm just, it's like, wow. And that's why I get really stupid about it. You know what I
yeah.
mean? Here I am, a business owner. I deal with customers all the time. I'm pretty professional at what I do. But then as soon as I get in the van, I'm a dumb kid. You know?
Yeah, I know the feeling, bro. I know the feeling.
Right.
Well, James Ellis says he's got to
Oh,
go.
yeah. It's a release.
Yeah, James says he's got to go. He said, "Awesome interview. Cheers." So I guess we're doing something good here. So say
I
good night
hope
to.
everybody sees this and watches it and understands what this band's all about. And you sent me a friend request, and I was like, "Who's Dink Page?" You know what I mean? And I was like, "All right." So I let it go. I let it go. And then you had a thing on it, and I started doing a little research. And I said, "Well," and then you were
He
like,
looks
"Oh,
weird.
band stories." Well, you need to hear this story. Red Eyes.
Yeah, I'm
And you're
glad.
like, "Red Eyes."
You know what's really funny? You're shooting me the messages, and I'm sitting here thinking, "Who the hell is Red Eyes?" I
Right,
I didn't know it was a band.
right.
And finally I got to, I got to look at your page. And I said, oh man, okay, the van, you know,
Well, you
cool.
know
And
what's cool? When I was doing the Locked and Lodi show, the local channel of what was it? Good Morning Sacramento. They put me on. They were doing the Chopper show, the Van and Chopper show,
uh,
and they came around. They seen my van, and we did a quick little interview, and they were tripping on the van. And so after that, I swear to God, I had people come down to the van that day and they're like, hey dude, I used to have a van like this and I seen you on TV, and then he just started going on about how his whole van life was and all this stuff, and I was like, wow, cool, but it was bringing the people out of the woodwork, man. The
yeah,
whole banners there, well, I thought it died and this and that, and it was just a trip, man. I mean, they seen the van and like, oh, I gotta come down there and see that van.
yeah, yeah. I haven't come to me says, yeah, I used to have a van just like this,
I get a lot of them.
Yeah,
And then when I took it to King City, a lot of the older banners there, they were tripping out on the dash. I got pictures of them. I'm going, oh, I remember this run. I remember that run and this run. You
yeah.
know, and they're like, they were just tripping on it. And a lot of them remember Red Eyes. They remember Dennis and all that. And it's just a cool
Well,
van.
well, that's the thing, man. You got to keep the band alive, keep the memories alive.
Right.
Can't let that
Definitely
stuff
got to do it.
stuff go. But like you said, back in the '80s, I thought the same thing. I thought banning was a dead thing. I thought it
Right.
was one of those come and go kind of deals. And hell, if I'd have known that it was still going on, I'd have been all in it. Because I just got back into it in 2006,
Really.
and I missed a lot. I hate that too. I really do. But
Well, the message to people out there is, from me, is that if you come into the vanning community should welcome you.
yeah,
You know what I mean? And you don't have to be a rich person, and it's really easy to be a vanner. Um, and it's just once they figure that out, I mean, they're gonna love it. They, they're they're not gonna want to do anything else but be a vanner.
yeah, that's
You know?
true. And they don't look down on what you got. You
No,
know,
see, like I have a really nice Barracuda, but I don't take that to the Mopar show too often because everybody's a critic.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Like, you get those people, and that's not banners. Real
no,
banners, real
no,
banners are not that way. Everyone that I met, old timers like you, Tom, a lot of these old guys I run, and all of them, they're all really nice people, and they're all open-hearted people, and I just can't tell you, how good banning is, and that people they need to bring it back,
oh
bring
yeah,
it back strong. And I don't bring red eyes to a cars and coffee hardly ever. You know what I mean? I try to stay away from that kind of stuff. I
yeah,
don't want to be a van in a car show. I want to be a van at a van run.
yeah.
You know
With
what I mean?
other like-minded people. Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
So, but it is what it is. I do my best. Um, and I'm fortunate enough to afford some things, and that's why I did all this stuff, and I'm doing it for banning.
Yeah, you're saving history,
Like
brother.
you're doing.
Well, I'll tell you what, my man, I got to get out of here myself. So, it's been great. It's been a great talking to you, man. It really has.
Right
And
on.
and if you got anything else going on, man, just let me know. Okay.
All right. My van group, NorCal Van Club, I post up a lot of events for everybody. They have 2020 van events site, and I'm also on Instagram. We post up there along with the other banners here in the local area about doing van runs. We're in the Bay Area, San Francisco Bay Area, Northern California, Sacramento, all that.
Uh huh.
So if anybody's out there and watches it, hit me up, and it's we're doing stuff.
Well, when's your next van run?
Uh we're actually going to take Red Eyes up to Myers Flat, where you see that photograph of Peggy and Dennis on the drive up on the tree, and I want to
Yeah.
bring it up there to take another photograph of the van, then and now. And then Anthony Wilton's going to be, him and Jeff are going to do the Bodega Dunes camp out here shortly. Last year we did it, and I believe we had like 30 vans. Yeah, that's the drive up on a tree because you can't drive through a tree because your van's too tall.
Wait a minute. Is that on a tree?
That's on a tree, a redwood, a giant redwood.
Shit.
Yeah, you drive up and you take a picture of your van. It's a
That
tourist
might be something. That
attraction.
might be something worth going to California for, right there. That's cool.
Right, right.
Oh,
I've got a picture of a later photograph of somebody else, and the fence has changed, but it's in Myers Flat, California, and you could go there. You could drive through a tree, and then you could drive up on a tree, and it's redwood.
I have never heard of that before.
Yeah,
I really. That's wild. I'd love to
isn't
see
it?
that myself.
But, I mean, that picture right there is like, if you look at the picture, right? They're out in the redwoods. Beautiful day. It's a love story and a van. The
Yeah.
70s. I mean, you can't get vanning. I mean, you could put a mural on your van, but that's not vanning. That's vanning right there.
Yeah. That is. Oh, got another thing from Alan here. Real van shows will jump right up in your van and party with you. That ain't no lie.
Oh, yeah, they will. Oh, yeah.
Oh my God, you right on that one, brother.
Yeah,
A great show, guys. Hey, we're doing something good. Hey,
right.
got another one. Great show for sure. All right. So like I ain't what's really funny is I haven't gotten any negativity yet.
How
If it
about you
is
get negativity?
huh?
Do you ever get negative? What do you mean by that?
You know, people come across, you suck or something like that, Everything's been positive on this thing, and I guess I'm doing something right, man. What do you think? Think I'm doing something good here?
Oh, yeah. How long you been doing the show?
About 2 weeks. Ain't been too long. Ain't been too long.
We need you, Dink.
Well, thanks, man. Thanks.
We need you. We need somebody out there that's doing this and talking to vanners because putting comments on Facebook, people read it differently.
Yeah,
You know
you're
what I
right
mean?
on that one.
And so this will be, your show where vanners can really hear and understand from the vanner's mouth, like the story with Chris. I mean, something like that.
Yeah,
You know, people need an outlet. There's really, I mean, no outlet for vanners to talk about vanning. And here we got you doing this. I'm over here trying to raise a club and get people to go vanning, and you're getting the word out. I'm getting the word out. So let everybody get the word out. You know what I
yeah,
mean? And
yeah.
that's
You're
not
right.
let's let's get this thing going.
Yeah, and nobody's ever done this before, as far as I know. So it's kind
No,
of like this.
we need somebody out there that's following vanning. You know what I mean? Somebody that's talking to vanners, and right now, I mean, a lot of people are finding these vans, and I get so many messages from people. Hey, I found this van. Do you have any history on it? Do you know anybody that knew that van? You know what I mean? And there's no
Yeah,
real, you know what I mean? So other than just putting a comment on a Facebook group, you're doing this podcast, and you could throw it out there like I'm throwing out, what I do. And it'll work out really good. I think what you're doing is great. I'm down for it. We need something like this.
thank you, man. Yeah, because what's funny, I was emptying storage bins, like U-Haul places,
Right.
and I'd go through all the stuff, sell it, whatever, made a little extra money like that. But I came across this little jewel, it's a microphone. And I started thinking, man, what can I do with this thing, man? And I originally was going to do a show called My Stinking Life, believe it or not. you know,
Really?
I was going to talk about how my life sucks and see how everybody else's life sucks. I said, no,
Uh,
no, 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 I can't do that. Can't
Come
do that.
on, man.
And then,
You're a banner. If you're a banner, you can't sit there and cry about your life.
no shit. And,
Get in your van and go vanning. You'll get rid of all that stress.
oh, yeah.
Come on out here. I'll give you a ride in red eyes, and you'll forget all about it. I guarantee you.
Hey, brother, I want to ride in that thing. I really do, man. If you ever make your way out here, if I can ever get out there, we'll meet in the middle, whatever. I want to ride in it. I really do.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, then I got to thinking, I love bands. It's one of my favorite things. I said, well, hell, I do a band show. And I first started on, just going through my old magazines that I had back when I was like 15 years old. Just doing little things.
Right.
And then it's kind of grown into this, and I'm really hoping it's going to grow into something more than this.
Well, you found the right guy, because I'm all over the internet, and I post all the time, and I'm gonna share everything because like I said, we need an outlet, somebody that's going to be an outlet to the vanning community. Besides, he said, she said on Facebook.
Yeah.
That's all got to go away.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. All right, Alan. I appreciate that, boss. He says, yes, we do need him. Was waiting for this for a long time. So I guess I'm doing something right.
Right.
So I'm gonna keep stroking at it until till I stroke out, I guess. I don't know. We'll have to see on that one,
No, don't stroke out on us.
I ain't going. I don't think I'm going anywhere. I went to the doctor the other day, and she gave me a pretty good bill of health. So
you will if I do a show. You'll stroke out. Come on.
You will if I do a show. I will. You will if I do a show. Oh, Chris, you going to take my offer, buddy? I hope so, man. I want to talk to you, man. I really do.
He's definitely got a story to tell.
Oh, he does. He does. There's some things he don't want to talk about, and I understand that. We ain't going to do it. I just want to know, the banning part of it. I don't know nothing else.
I want to know his story, and we'll let Chris tell everybody his story. You know what I mean? Not for Chris to tell. Not for me to tell, not for nobody else. I mean, he's told me things in private, but that's for him to say. And he's a good dude. And I don't care what anybody says, because I'm a vanner. I got faith in people that they're a good person. And he said, she said is not cool.
No, I don't even want to get into all that, really.
Right.
I just want to do the vanning part because, I love his work. I mean, good God, he done some fantastic work. When he did Wild Cherry, and he took the roof and the sidewalls and stuff. I mean, that was just fascinating. And I sat there and watched that for a long time.
Well, if you look, I got a picture of Chris riding in the van, and so when I go back out to New York, he's going to give me a ride in that Wild Cherry. Better.
Has he got it back together?
Oh yeah, it's running and driving.
Oh, cool. Okay. Far out.
So I definitely going to go ride. I want a caravan with him. He's supposed to do a Van Nuys run, and then I want to ride in that van.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That ain't no lie there. But I want to see that Invasion band back together again.
He's working his butt off.
I know it, man.
He's deep in Bondo.
Yeah. I think he just likes getting high off that. I don't know, Yeah. All right, my friend. Me and you'll get together on that, Chris. No shit. All right, my man. I'm gonna have to get off of here. And hell, we did a long show, man. We did an hour and 14 minutes, dude.
I could sit here for hours and talk about this band. So many different things about this band I could tell you about, but maybe we'll do another show some other time. But I appreciate you doing this show and me getting to show off the van. And hopefully some people out there understand what I'm doing.
You know him? Michael
Conyell.
Yeah. He says, hi, Bill. Love red eyes. A little late here, but I hope you see this video from the beginning. Yeah, it's on Facebook, and it's also on YouTube. So you can find it either or. And
you guys got to get people in the van doing their the show.
Yeah, I like this. I really do.
I'm not in some chair in the kitchen. Yeah, that's my van. Hey, I rocked out for like 2 hours in this van. You watch my story on Facebook, Instagram. I rocked out in here just waiting to do this show. Just hanging out. I was up in the van. I just get stupid.
I hear you, man. Realize it's truly amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. But anyways,
It's a
all
good
right, Dave.
story. It's a good story. But all right, my man, we got to get out of here and hey, be careful. Like I
All
said,
righty.
keep the shiny side up, greasy side down. You know how it goes.
Yep.
All right, and we'll catch you again. And like I said, if you got anything new coming up, just shoot me a message. All right,
Okie dokie.
all right, my man. We'll catch you later.
All righty.
All right, later on. Oh, I just cut him off. All right, people. That's about all we got today. Hell, we've been on here over an hour, so just wait for the next show. And I hope y'all enjoyed it. Uh, it's a great story with this fan here. It's a great story, and I'm gonna get out of here. And hopefully, I have another. Well, actually, I think I need to get up with Connie, see if I can still do her next weekend. That didn't sound right, did it? But you know what I mean. So stay tuned for next week. We'll see what's going on. All right. We out of here. Later.